everybody. Before we accuse anybody of child abuse, we need to define it first. It is the physical, sexual, psychological, or emotional maltreatment or neglect of a child, especially by a parent or caregiver. All babies are born atheist. It is not until they are force-fed the beliefs of their parents, family, friends, peers, and others in their social circles that they are told which God to worship, how and when. Even having free will, a deeply indoctrinated child will find it very hard to make their own choices even once they reach the age of reason. In almost all countries, there is a minimum age limit for activities that require a certain amount of responsibility, rational thought, and the understanding of consequences. These activities include being able to vote, buying and consuming alcohol, gambling, getting married, which is very similar to gambling, driving a car, and possessing a firearm, and many others. This is normally when a person starts approaching adulthood, normally between the ages of 14 and 21, and is considered the age of consent. From a very early age, children are susceptible to influence and instruction, and for good reason. For the first 8 years of a child's brain development is critical. They are like sponges. They take in and absorb everything. This is normal for the development of a young, healthy brain, and religions are aware of this and is the reason why they start the indoctrination early. Churches have preschool, playgroups, Sunday school, youth camps, youth events, youth church, all of which are heavily laced with indoctrination. They learn catchy songs about events in the Bible. The little ones get coloring in books with biblical characters in it. They're given strips of Bible verses to go home and learn, or to read passages from at night. They are told to praise and worship God all the time. All of this before they are old enough to know the difference between right and wrong. They are too young to have the knowledge, wisdom, or experience to make informed decisions. So what are the effects of the indoctrination? Children are put under severe emotional and psychological trauma, believing they are sinners and automatically going to hell just for being born. The subsequent effects of this on the child is that they are made to believe that they have to give money to the church for no reason other than it is required. It subverts their ability to naturally investigate reality. With religion being divisive by nature, it creates an unnecessary us versus them mentality. At first, they will believe that they are right and every other religion is wrong. Only theirs is right. Then they'll begin to believe that if they are boys, they are superior to girls, and they will act on it. And if you're a girl, you will feel that you're inferior to boys, and you will act accordingly. And there will also be the automatic belief, not based on any evidence other than the teachings of the indoctrination, that homosexuality is wrong. And they will act on that belief in one way or another as well. Many other subsequent actions of the child will be informed by the indoctrination they receive. This mentality is the catalyst for racism, homophobia, misogyny, and anti-Semitism. And it all starts with this childhood abuse of religious indoctrination. Children are taught to turn to God whenever they face any obstacles or adversaries in their life. This is a problem because then they don't learn to solve their own problems, to stand up for themselves, to face their problems head on. They are taught if you just pray, it'll solve the problem. I'm not saying children shouldn't be given information regarding religion. On the contrary, I firmly believe children, once they reach the age of reason, they should be told about religions, different religions, the history of the religions, the impact they had on the world. They should be told the pros and cons of these religions in an unbiased, unemotional manner. Not only whether to believe or not, but if they choose to believe, being able to decide which religion, which God, or which belief structure they feel drawn towards. All right, so how is indoctrination harmful to the child? Let's take a look at our initial definition of child abuse. It is the physical, sexual, psychological, or emotional maltreatment or neglect of a child. This is where children are beaten or suffer other forms of punishment for matters as trivial as not learning their Bible verses or making the family late for church. Of all of the abuses perpetrated on children by religion, sexual abuse is probably the most prevalent, and it is almost always perpetrated by priests, ministers, deacons, church elders, and other respected members of the clergy. In being taught how to avoid hell, the children are made to understand that church leaders are to be respected and obeyed, no matter how illogical the instructions seem. These same pillars of the community know how to groom and mold children to psychologically to conform to whatever instruction they give them. This has the child in a perpetual state of fear over a divine punishment that is not of their making. They are destined to go to hell anyway for nothing they actually did wrong. This has the child believing that they are born broken and sick, and they have to beg and plead constantly for the cure. The most insidious effect of this indoctrination of the children is that those children grow up to either unwittingly or deliberately indoctrinate the next generation. This creates an endless cycle of child abuse, which needs to be brought to a stop. Once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to click on my name at the bottom to see what other videos are in the series. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can be informed once another video comes out. And I've got quite a few more lined up, quite exciting ones. Speak to you soon and keep well.